we also had some other things that we didn't talk that we talked about that we briefly mentioned because, well, I mentioned basically the entire history of the books. Well, the entire story of the books because, well, the books are there's a lot of material in the books and not all of it got adapted. And one of the book one of the things that got mentioned, one of the things that I mentioned that I said we get into a bit more detail, the Ents. Giant tree people. I mean, seriously.
The Ents. Or Tree Ents if you know them from D&D.
Yeah. But yeah, but yeah, the the giant mobile sentient trees. They, they were interesting, and and in the books, you only hear tales of what they did to Isengard. You see the aftermath with the whole place flooded. The movies go into a little more detail.
March of the Ents.
Yeah.
In other words, what happens when you fuck with Mother Nature too much?
Yeah.
In Isengard, Mother Nature fuck you.
Yeah.
You know you don't have to beat him up too much, right, Ron?
He's trying it out.
Just like beating people over the head.
Squeak.
But yeah.
Why are you saying weak?
Squeak. Squeak. Because the sword goes squeak.
Here's I'm not getting audio.
But yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing it squeak as it hits the guy. But yeah. But yeah, the four major peoples of the world were the elves, dwarves. Yeah, elves, dwarves, men, and ents, and then hobbits came into the picture, the halfling folk. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what else to go over.
Like there aren't that many Lord of the Rings games, but we're all at least ones based off the films.
Yeah.
A bunch of like old ones are based off the book, so like those are like the old ones.
Yeah, and I think Lord of the Rings Online is based more on the books than the movies.
There is always discussing the differences between the movies and the books.
Yeah, fair enough. We talked about a fair bit of those too.
From the Grey Company to why the scouring was featured in the books and not the movies.
Yeah.
Again, to be fair. How much material was there again?
3, well, technically 6 books. Because, as I said,
The amazing view from Weathertop inspired me to write a poem. Trouble is, I left my only quill up there. Perhaps you'd be kind enough to fetch it for me.
As we said, what?
as I said, the books were, as I said, each of the 3 books we know of, Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, Return of the King, each of those was technically 2 books in one. I've already gone into discussion over the plot, over what each of those 6 books covered. But yeah, there was a lot of material to cover, and when Jackson had to adapt it, obviously he couldn't get all of it.
The wonders of not having enough money or material.
Yeah. Oh! Andoril, Flame of the West, forged from the shards of Narsil.
Given to him right after Helm's Deep.
Whereas in the books, he basically had it whereas in the books and in Lord of the Rings Online, he basically had that thing forged right as they were getting ready to set out.
So remind me, like, what, like the game that you're playing right now, Ron. Like, are you What?
Lego Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lego Lord of the Rings. Like,
Passed through a while
are
ago.
you actually
Speaking
following
of
the
stone I'd seen on the pass of
like
Caradhras.
the campaign of the
But I'll admit to being
of the
curious.
movie,
If you
or
come
is it
across
just
such
like
a
a
thing,
random
could you
adventure,
show it
like
to
go
me?
here,
It's
go
a-
there, sort of thing?
It's kind of a side quest thing.
Yeah,
Remember, these vids are mostly for background work.
I know. I've just got curious because, like, I'm just looking at it, like, okay, apparently you're in Rivendell now, and when you're playing Lord of the Rings Online, I just like Lord of the Rings Legos. Like, I just sort of assumed that you'd be playing events. It'd be like Star Wars Lego, where you're playing the events of the movies.
well, that's sort of the main campaign mode, but in Star Wars,
Think of it like
in
this,
Star
I'm
Wars,
playing
like,
in Cantina mode.
Oh, okay.
yeah. We might as well talk a little bit about Lego games with that sort of thing, because
As far
all
as
the
I'm
Lego...
concerned, they peaked with the first 2 Lego Star Wars titles. Everything else is just inferior. Including this.
Yeah, well, any Lego game is basically sort of that kind of thing. You've got campaign stages, and you've got basically a free mode where you can move around. Sometimes the free mode also has a little bit of story progression in it, but when you're going between campaign segments, but most of the story is in actual stages. And there is another Lego, the 2 Lego Star Wars games, this game and Lego The Clone Wars. There is another game I picked up for the PS3, which I think is also available, might also be available for PC, and I think it also had a 3DS version. Lego Marvel Superheroes. Oh. But yeah, yeah, but yeah, Lego games are all like that. Did you hear me? Did you hear me mention Marvel Superheroes, Jordan?
Oh yeah, my nephew plays that all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the more unusual ones. You've got things like more. I, well, I have it on my PS3, and it was kind of interesting being able to play, as play as Lego versions of Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, and so on, and X-Men and all that. But yeah, Lego games, that's sort of how they work. And as Ron said, the first two Star Wars games were probably the best.
No, probably about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
You didn't have to deal with huge overworlds, or everything could be obtained in the stages.
Yeah.
I'm told that anyone can pass far in Uruk High, so long as they're wearing a handprint breastplate. I think I saw a spare near the Black Gate. If I had one, maybe they'd let me join their ranks.
Yeah. Running out of material. I think we might have talked about all there is to talk about.
Yeah, we're not exactly scholars of Lord of the Rings.
We
Yeah.
are enthusiasts.
Yeah,
we're enthusiasts, but like we're not like
Tolkienian scholars.
yeah. We respect the world, and we know when to say what we like and when to say yeah, like that's just garbage. Like certain stories made by certain mega corporations.
Let's not go there.
yeah,
We've talked them to death.
yeah,
For now.
yeah,
The hate will never end.
yeah. The hate will never end.
It just rests.
Yeah.
That's all we've got. Then, like I believe we get this little end to the session then.
I
Indeed.
suppose.
Alrighty
Well,
then. I'm 117 Jorn, and
I'm Takeshi Yamato.